I've been reading a lot about Douglas Rushkoff's Life Incorporated, which is his latest book and due out on 2009, June 2nd. I'll admit that I haven't read it, and I'm not even done with the free excerpts on the web, but I'd like to comment without fear of repeating what Rushkoff has said before. Let me begin by reading a couple of excerpts from today's news. Officials say the interstate would not only bring a large economic impact to the state, but would also free up congestion on other highways and provide another evacuation route in case of an emergency. General Motors reached a deal with its union on concessions on Thursday and is now racing the clock to persuade its bondholders to eliminate $27 billion in debt and avoid a bankruptcy filing. The original Terminator film had a budget of around $6.5 million, but pulled in $78.4 million, offering a 1,200% return on investment that is still the best in the franchise. Open up any newspaper and you'll find similar statements. But what's wrong with these statements? Look at the first one. A new interstate is being constructed. Why? Because it will have a large economic impact. Secondarily, because it will help people get around and help in emergency situations. The first thing we should care about a union deal is how much the bondholders will have to pay. And even our entertainment is viewed through the prism of how profitable it is. The question I have is the same as Rushkoff's. How did we get here? Why aren't our articles declaring that our interstates are being constructed to make our lives easier, or that the latest union deal gives the workers more time with their families, or that the latest film lost money but was a vindication for the director? Everything has a dollar value attached to it, and if it makes money, it's good, and if it loses money, it's bad. I'm reminded of Aldous Huxley's Brave New World, where the world state decided that people should be encouraged to like nature in order to encourage consumption of transportation, though this was later discouraged, hoping that people would enjoy ever more complicated and expensive sports. In this case, fiction is again scarily close to reality. George Bush, shortly after 9/11, said the following: "One of the great goals of this nation's war is to restore public confidence in the airline industry. It's to tell the traveling public, get on board, do your business around the country, fly and enjoy America's great destination spots, get down to Disney World in Florida." And Barack Obama sees tourism not as a cultural exchange either. After meeting with travel and tourism industry executives, President Barack Obama stressed the importance of a strong tourism industry and said he would encourage people to travel. I can't say where this started, but Rushkoff makes a very good case that it began with centralized currency and the rise of patronage systems, whereas before you could make a product and sell it to someone. Under patronage systems, you needed an intermediary. You see the system very prominently today in the music industry, where you must first sign with a label before any chain retail store will stock your music. And if you're not in a chain retail store, very few people will see your album. But patronage goes far beyond record labels. Rushkoff notes that governments went as far as creating monopolies on entire industries in an effort to strengthen the economy. This prompted a memory. Can you identify the author of this quote? That it was the spirit of monopoly which originally both invented and propagated this doctrine cannot be doubted, and they who first taught it were by no means such fools as they who believed it. That's right, Adam Smith, the father of capitalism on mercantilism, back in 1776. This makes Rushkoff's criticism of corporatism as old as capitalism itself. But what do? One idea that I had, independent of Rushkoff's ideas, is that we should have a set of metrics to quantify what we are experiencing and what we would like to experience. Right now we have the business cycle indicators, a set of 3 indices that tells us how the economy is doing from the macroeconomic side. Here's a list of these indicators. Do you see the median household indicator on there? It's the median household income? How about disposable income, utility bills, saving rate, median yearly raise, number of bankruptcies, amount of time looking for work while already employed, median household hours worked? But even that's not going far enough. We need a sort of socioeconomics or econometrics. We need a way of telling how our society is doing as a whole. How much time do we spend with loved ones? How easy is it to embark on a new endeavor, be it business or pleasure? How fast do new ideas gain traction in the populace as a whole? Can I understand what my neighbor is concerned about? Or is the cultural barrier too large? I don't know where we go from here, but hopefully Rushkoff can quantify the problem better than I can.